In a small town in the American state of Kansas, there lives a cat named Whiskers. Whiskers is a street cat who usually wanders around the city, enjoying his days by taking a nap under a big tree, hunting mice, and exploring every corner of the city, which is full of peace. Even though this cat does not have a permanent home, Whiskers feels comfortable in the midst of friendly people. However, that day something was different. The sky began to show signs of tension, with dark clouds rolling in like angry giants. The cries of birds and other animals were heard in panic. Whiskers, who was used to ignoring changes in the weather, suddenly felt that something was wrong. Whiskers looked at Clara with wide eyes, as if he too felt the tension in the air. In the distance, a rumbling sound could be heard that shook the earth. Clara rushed into the cafe and closed the door in panic. However, at that moment, a tornado began to appear in the distance, approaching at an incredible speed. Whiskers felt trapped in the middle of the road, torn between finding shelter or continuing to run. The rumbling grew louder, and the ground seemed to shake. In an instant, the giant tornado appeared before his eyes. The powerful wind lifted everything around him, and Whiskers was thrown into the air like a helpless little toy. The strong winds devastated the entire city. Houses were destroyed, trees were uprooted, and vehicles rolled like disorganized puzzle pieces. Whiskers felt his body being thrown, floating and spinning at incredible speeds. There was nothing he could do but hope for survival. Strong winds devastated the entire city. Houses were destroyed, trees fell, vehicles rolled over. When the tornado finally passed, Whiskers lay on the ground, confused and injured. The wind had destroyed everything familiar. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a strange place. All around him was desolate, with no people or houses in sight. Only rubble and destruction stretched as far as the eye could see. Slowly, Whiskers stood up. His thighs and back ached, but his survival instincts helped him to keep going. He began to explore the ruins, looking for signs of life. Hunger began to grow in his stomach, and he tried to find food around the rubble. But in the midst of this destruction, Whiskers felt alone. The life that had once been so easy, filled with routine and human warmth, had now turned into a nightmare, but he did not give up. Whiskers knew that in a world so devastated, there was only one thing he could rely on: the courage to keep going. Across meadows and forests, looking for a safer place. On his journey, he meets other creatures who are also surviving, from lonely dogs to birds who have lost their homes. Together, they form a strong bond. Finally, after days of searching for shelter, Whiskers finds a town that survived the tornado, although most of its buildings were destroyed. Whiskers, once a free-ranging street cat, is now a symbol of hope and resilience. The life that changed after the disaster proved that even though nature can be cruel, the spirit of survival never dies.